Hello, welcome to the Nautilus Project podcast. This is a series of talks that we're bringing you in collaboration with the Nautilus Project to find out everything there is to know about what they are doing and how right here in Gibraltar. I'm very happy to be joined by co-founder of the Nautilus Project, Luis Tanieto, who's just going to explain a little bit more about what you can expect in these podcasts. Thanks for joining me, Luis. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Thanks for having me, Michelle. As a marine conservation NGO based in Gibraltar, the Nautilus Project does a lot of work educating and also researching a lot of the climate issues that affect us and how they affect the marine environment. And the purpose of the podcast is really to connect with experts around the world who specialize in very key areas to do with climate change and conservation, to allow them to explain why the work that they do is so important in maintaining our oceans.
Well, I'm really excited to get going with this. Thank you guys for watching and for listening on all the podcast platforms. We're also going to be coming at you via the Nautilus Project podcast on YouTube and on the Sofa with Rouge on YouTube too. So stay tuned. We're going to be telling you a lot more, everything you need to know. So good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Nautilus Project podcast. And it's my pleasure today to chat to Dan Jarvis, who is the Director of Welfare and Conservation at the British Divers Marine Life Rescue. So hi, Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Little bit of as you were saying, a little bit of a mouthful. So just tell us a little bit about what the British Divers Marine Life Rescue does and is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a charity based in the UK who runs essentially a frontline service for marine mammals that are in distress. We have a network of around 3,000 trained volunteers who we refer to as marine mammal medics, and we have a hotline that members of the public can report animals that they're concerned about too.
Okay, so where's your organization based, or where are you based?
For me, myself, I'm based in the southwest of the UK in Cornwall. It's one of our busiest regions of the country. We get maybe around 500 to 600 calls per year just in this area alone. And nationally in 2025, we had over 5,000 call outs for the whole of the UK. So
that's incredible.
We're getting a lot busier.
Yeah. So are you a biologist?
I am, yes. I studied marine biology at the University of Plymouth.
Great. So you've dedicated your life. How did you get to this point? What have you been doing after you graduated, and how have you got to working here?
I mean, for starters, I should say that I never grew up wanting to be a marine biologist or doing anything with animals or vet or anything like that. Kind of fell into it while I was studying in college, and part of that was actually moving from the middle of the country in Birmingham down to the southwest, and sort of found that living there gave me that opportunity to get involved, and it was something that I found I was really interested in. So I did lots and lots of volunteering. So I volunteered at the Cornish Seal Sanctuary and with Cornwall Wildlife Trust, and helped found another organisation now known as the Seal Research Trust, which I'm still serving as volunteer trustee for as well.
Yeah.
Just sort of putting fingers in many pies, making lots of connections, and getting sort of building up a network, and finding what it was that I was really interested in. So immediately after I did finish studying, I went to work at the Cornish Seal Sanctuary. Was there for 10 years. I've been volunteering with BDMLR since 2002 as well, and Cornwall Wildlife Trust. So I've been involved for a really long time, but in around 2016, 10 years ago, that was when I changed my job. So I now work for BDMLR in the national law, which is amazing.
It's fantastic. And what kind of animals? I mean, marine mammals, I suppose, in the sea. So what seals and whales and...
Yeah, absolutely. The very large majority of the animals we deal with are very young seal pups that are in the first few days or weeks of their life, and for lots and lots of different reasons, whether it's getting separated from mum during storms, through to entanglement in marine litter, or being affected by sort of human disturbance as well. There were various different problems that we encounter, and then The majority of the rest are, like you say, whales, dolphins, and porpoises that are live stranded on our shoreline that we go out to deal with. But we do get on calls to other things every now and again. We've had the occasional live stranded shark, would you believe? We do get
Wow.
crocodiles come up here, particularly in the winter when the storms push the young, small ones off course. So we get to deal with a few ocklings every now and again.
So what do you do? Do you have like a base in Cornwall where you are, where you can bring these animals in and look after them and bring them back to, well, in a way where you can let them go again back to their normal habitats?
Yeah, certainly for seals, we work with a number of other organisations that do a lot of the seal rehab work in the UK. So, like I mentioned, the Cornish Seal Sanctuary. There's also the RSPCA, but we are such a busy area here, particularly in the southwest, that we have opened our own seal hospital as well in Cornwall, which I co-manage with our head vet consultant. So we have options to take them in and look
Yeah.
after them and return to the wild after a few weeks of care. Similar for the turtles, the ones that are rescued here. They go to the Blue Reef Aquarium or one of the sea life centres that can care for them. But of course, they can't be released here. It's too cold. So they get taken
Oh,
back to places like the Canary Islands to be released, which is pretty cool. But with cetaceans, we don't have any rehabilitation option at all. We do just have to deal with them on the beach. And it's
right.
usually fairly clear cut. It's either a reason that they've stranded us because they're unhealthy and
Yeah.
they strand because they're weak, disoriented, and, to be quite frank, dying already.
Yeah.
But there are animals that do strand, which are completely healthy. And it might be that they're just lost up estuaries and unfamiliar with intertidal areas. Or they come up during storms as well occasionally. Or every now and again they just get bought out, and those ones
Yeah.
we can release.
And how bad is the problem of pollution in our seas affecting these animals?
It's one of our biggest problems that we have. We have so many animals entangled in. It's usually bits of fishing gear, monofilament net.
Yeah.
That makes up the majority of the entanglements that we see here, and it's just so sad to see. There's only so many animals that we can get to, and it's mostly seals as well that are affected by this.
Mm.
We sometimes get a bit fortunate with the very young ones as they're quite naive and they will come up on public beaches as they don't know otherwise, but it means we can access them easily and try to rescue.
Easier. Yeah.
Whereas the older ones, they tend to be in really remote places, down the bottom of cliffs that you can't climb down into. You can't come in by boat because they'll just disappear into the water where we can't get them. And it's really frustrating with the older ones. We just can't reach them a lot of the time. So yeah, big massive problem here. But we do also see other things. It's not just fishing gear, we should add. It's also would you believe frisbee rings? We're getting a lot of seals.
Frisbee rings, really?
It sounds weird, I know, but we're getting a lot of them now, particularly on the east.
Where animals get stuck through them and then they get stuck around their necks or something and they can't dislodge it.
And it can be fatal.
Yeah.
Within a few months, we've recorded animals that have died as a result of the injuries that the wear of the ring around their neck causes and opens them up for infection. It's really quite terrible.
And what can we do as citizens of the world to avoid these things happening and to help you guys as much as possible?
Yeah, absolutely. So great advice, and which we can share as well as we have problems with ingestions of plastics as well as entanglements as well. So we're always encouraging people to use less single-use plastics, do lots of recycling, use alternatives to plastics ideally as well, because it just ends up in landfill and it blows away, it gets washed out to the sea, down rivers or what have you. And of course, there's lots of people, lots of communities, and lots of organisations doing fantastic work, cleaning up the beaches and the rivers and our streets, stopping that stuff from remaining in the environment where, it's not just marine mammals, but all wildlife can be caught. Some of the plastics, they can last for hundreds of years and they'll just carry on killing things long after we've passed away. They're just going to keep going and going and going, and lots of animals will suffer in one small loop of monofilament line. That's all it takes to kill a seal. So the more we can remove, the more lives we are surely going to save.
And tell me a little bit about your connection with Lewis Daniel and Mulaney, and how did you get involved with the Nautilus?
Yeah, it's been fantastic meeting them. They're such energetic, passionate
Yes.
people. We were so lucky we got back in 2019 in contact or had a contact from the government department of the environment and their marine unit, and they were asking for detection response training. So we came over in 2019 to provide that with them, which was fantastic. And then we had a call back in 2023, and by that time, the Nautilus project was live and kicking, and they joined on to that course there, which is where we met them. So myself
Great.
and one of my colleagues, Sarah, who's one of our volunteers here, we came back over. We did both training sessions, 2019 and 2023. But Sarah also works at Kendal College where they run wildlife and rehabilitation type courses. So she's also been talking with them about facilitating internships or volunteer placements for students from the college, which was just such a lovely
Great. Yeah.
sort of dovetailing of different professions, sort of completely unplanned, but just naturally all came together. And we had a lovely tour of their facility up in the north. So yeah, we really enjoyed meeting them.
Good. So did you come here too?
Yeah, I
What
came
did you
back
think?
Yeah, absolutely. I really love coming to Gibraltar. So I'd love to come back again. Well, I will be actually. I've booked a holiday in December, so I'll be back soon.
Good. Good. So it's really nice to talk to you. Tell me a little bit about what other plans your organization has. Have you got anything that you're working on at the moment that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but like I mentioned earlier, the number of call outs that we're getting is increasing steadily, pretty much every year. It was only 2018 we had our first year of over 1,000 call outs. So to be 5 times that in less than 10 years, it's one of our biggest challenges as a very small charity to operationally keep up with that level of demand. So we're having to run more courses, we're developing our training continually. And we have, as part of our training, we have what's called the Marine Mammal Medic Handbook. So they get given to every volunteer that trains with us, and that includes the team that we trained when we came over to Gibraltar as well. So I'm just in the midst of updating that. We're on our 8th edition. We're going towards our 9th edition with all the changes to our protocols. So I'm doing loads of research at the moment, trying to get everything as up to date as we possibly can, so that we can improve our teaching and therefore improve our response nationwide. But some of the other challenges associated with that are having enough equipment and having enough funding to keep going.
Yeah. Good. And your funding, where does that come from? Do you get funding from the government, or is it all privately funded?
No, nothing at all from the government, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They might fund specific projects that we might be involved with as part of a collaboration, but the charity isn't directly funded by the government at all. We self-generate all of our funding, largely through our training courses. There's a fee involved with that, and annual increase up with insurance cover and so on for our volunteers. But otherwise, it's amazing people doing amazing things like running the London Marathon or
Yes, and raising money for you. Yeah.
doing lots of awareness, town fairs, village fetes, going into schools. We do some online events, like we recently had our Christmas raffle as well. So just whatever we can do, and writing grants for specific things as well. So yeah, it's all entirely generated by ourselves, and we somehow managed to keep ourselves running.
Well, you need to keep running. And it's good that we're doing these things so other people hear about your organization. It's the British Divers Marine Life Rescue, and you've got a fantastic website, which I've had a look at. So if anybody watches, which I hope they will, they can have a look for themselves and keep doing this amazing work, Dan. And thank you. Thank you from all the citizens in the world for what you're doing. It's great work. So yeah. And hopefully see you in Gibraltar very soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm really looking forward to coming back. So I'll be passing by on a cruise ship when we get stuck. So I'm hoping that I might be able to catch up with the Nautilus team while I'm there as well. But I do know they're over here in the UK soon, so I hope to see them.
Yeah, they're going to be coming soon. Yeah, great.
Touch.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, and have a good rest of your day. Okay, take care.
Thank you for joining us today on the Nautilus Project podcast. Here in Gibraltar, at the gateway between the Atlantic and the Mediterranean, we're proud to keep exploring, learning, and protecting the marine world that connects us all. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, share the podcast, and leave us a review. It really helps more ocean-minded people find us. You can also follow our work from citizen science initiatives to seagrass restoration by visiting our website or connecting with us on social media. Together, we can inspire change and safeguard our blue planet one story at a time. Until next time, keep curious, keep connected, and keep making waves for the ocean.